And supposedly we are live. Welcome to another live stream. As usual, let me just double check that everything is in order, that everything is working so we can get started. Okay. Everything looks good. All right. Okay. So today, by the way, if something is off, sound is off, or something like that, then just let me know. Cool. All right, it does sound good. Okay, let's get started. So, welcome to another live stream. For everybody who doesn't know me, I'm Phil, VFX artist, cinematographer, and dog lover. Um, so today we're gonna do something very special. But before we get started, this is the scene we did in the last live stream. In case you missed it, it's a tentacle in the toilet. Where else should it be? Here you can see a little before after. This is like made a little toilet seat, and just as the shadow catcher. I made this all in Blender, by the way. Um, and we have our first person in here. Welcome to my live stream. We have Matt, of course, always supporting, and nice to nasty for you. Okay. Hi, how's it going? Welcome. So we're gonna do some cool stuff today, probably. We're gonna Today we're gonna actually work on some green screen footage because everybody loves my green screen videos, so we're gonna make some green screen stuff today in the live stream. Susie is in here. Welcome. Susie saying Guten Morgen oder für dich Abend, Phil. Saying good morning, but for you, good evening, Phil. And we have Beate Tim. Welcome, welcome, welcome. She says, woohoo, woohoo. My brother and I, we always say hoo hoo to each other. So, anyways, yeah, like I said, this is the scene we've been working on last time. This tentacle out of the toilet, pretty disgusting, but I'm pretty happy how it turned out. After the live stream, last time the live stream actually crashed. Um, and I finished the live stream by actually just live recording and then uploading it. Um, yeah, so that was a mess last time. Like nothing worked. I hope today is gonna be better. I actually connected Ethernet cable to my computer today, and I hope that's gonna make it better. Hopefully. We have Anmol Preet Singh saying, "Thanks, buddy, for the tutorials. You're very welcome. It's my pleasure." Yeah. So like I said, this is like the last hit on the social medias. Uploaded that this morning or last night actually. So after the live stream, I actually worked on it like not the whole day, but quite some time because I really had to track it by hand. Actually, like Blender did track it for pretty good, but I still had to fix it in After Effects in post. So yeah, it's not my scene. What else we got here? This is my last green screen tutorial. So we're gonna basically do something like this today. Not this exact scene, but I recorded a bunch of videos like this in front of the green screen just so I could go through all of them and make some different scenes. So I think we're gonna make something very similar to this today, but hopefully better. I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna do. So that's why I need you guys to give me cool ideas. So we're just gonna go through different videos. Like I said, I made a bunch of those. And we're gonna see what we're gonna do. So let's start off After Effects because this is where we're gonna start with our green screen footage. Um, yeah. So it should be good. I'm excited. It's just like usually I'm a little more prepared when I do my videos or like live streams or whatever. So After Effects. This is After Effects here. Let's make infected veins on face and glow eyes on, as well. Well, I guess I could. It's more of an After Effects thing than Blender. Let's see what my green screen footage is, what they look like. I'm just gonna import them all and see what I can do with them. Blender experiments, green screen, something, green screen footages. There we go. They're not all great, but let's just import all of them and see what we got. Infected veins on face and glow eyes as well. Let's see. So this is just a test video, just walking around, which is not bad. I like that I have like sourcey light on me. But I'm looking away from the camera. If I want to do infected like skin and stuff like that, I would need to look towards the camera. But I think most of those clips I just did facing away. Let's see if I have something. Nope. As you can see, well, here I'm actually turning towards the camera, so here I could actually have my eyes glow. Enmo, is that good enough if I just turn around to the camera and then maybe some veins pop up and then I turn away again? Maybe like on my neck or something like that. This is COO40, let's remember that. Let's see what else I got. Here, this one I was picturing this one like to be on like a sci-fi bridge or something, like not paying attention, just be on my phone. It's probably not the right one for the eyes thing. But for everybody else who's in this stream, if you have any other ideas, I'm down to hear it, and maybe we can make something cool. You can take idea from Film Riot YouTube channel. Film Riot, yeah. I hear the idea here was just to give my hand, like maybe exchange my hand for like a sci-fi hand or arm rather. I did like 2 of those in case the first one can't be tracked. This is the one I used for the scene before. Here I thought like superpower, that I have like superpowers that maybe I blast something away. Again, that wouldn't work with the glowing eyes. But the glowing eyes thing would be, it would need to be more of a close-up. How about, Enmo, would you be mad if I did that in my next live stream so I can actually prepare for that to shoot like a close-up of my face, in the green screen? Because I don't have any good footage for that right now, so... But let's do a compromise. Even though I can't have glowing eyes, what if I give myself like superpowers? Like here, I don't know what I had in mind, but maybe shooting something like laser hands or something, shooting something away, bomb, and maybe here, uh, smack something away. I think I recorded this thing twice, like once with more enthusiasm. I'm shooting something away, bomb, and here, and that's a big clip. There's a lot of stuff is going to be happening. Now let's try this one and see how it goes. So I think it starts like here. Okay, let's bring this one in here. I'm gonna make a new comp from selection. So let's start. Let's start here, where I'm on the green screen completely. Yeah, I don't know how far I'm gonna get in this live stream. I'm just gonna try to do as much as possible. Because a scene like this always takes a long time. Nothing I could do in a few hours. My last live stream, not the last one yesterday, but the live stream before that, I was like live all night to like 6 a.m. or so, 5 a.m. So that was too long. I can't do that again. So I'm just cutting it into like the perfect length that I don't have too much footage. Trim original, okay. Yeah, all those videos are 23.976 frames per second. I gotta keep that in mind once I'm in Blender. Okay, so it starts right here. This is actually where it starts. Can you provide your same footage link and also want to try same thing? Sure. I'm gonna render this clip out just like that, and then you can I'm gonna I don't know if I can put a link in the description. I'll figure it out. Um, trim composition. Okay. So I'll just render this out as is. Render. So everybody who wants to work on the same scene, you guys can. Let's call this Blender green screen live stream. Fill green screen. So I'm just gonna put it into the Dropbox. The question is, how do I put a link somewhere so you can actually see it? Or download it rather. Wild Hard Zen, welcome to my live stream. Yeah, but that's cool. So you guys can work on something too at the same time. I think that's a good idea. And yeah, uploading the file is not the problem. I'm gonna put the link somewhere where you can download it. That's my issue right now. I don't know if I can still put it into the video description and paste the link into the chat. Okay, that's a good idea. Okay, I'll do that. That's the easiest. Okay, give me 1 second. So Blender green screen live stream. I'm just gonna copy this. Let's see how big that file is. That's quite big, 800 megabyte. Quick question: do you need the full resolution, or do you want it smaller? Because I could make it smaller, then it would what is it called? Upload faster. I'm gonna make a smaller version of this. One full resolution? Okay, screwed. I just hope that it's not gonna mess with my internet. So I'm just gonna. I have a folder for that. Usually I have like a folder for my Patreons and YouTube members, so people can download my stuff. So I'm just gonna put it in there. Social media, where is it? Mm-hmm. Next time I will be better prepared for that kind of stuff. Downloads for social media. There you go. I'm gonna put it in here. That's gonna be a second before it's uploaded. What's sync issue? Why do I? Personal, no issues. What the hell is going on here? Yeah, so I'm just let's just wait for a second before I can you send you this, then I can share the link once it's uploaded. Yeah. So let's, yeah. Anyways, how are you guys doing? Any cool projects you guys are working on these days? Just don't understand why this is not working. Yeah. So you're making me working hard here. So nothing. I'm just learning from YouTube. Same here. Same here. Did you guys watch my last tutorial yet? It took me like forever to make this. I was working on my last tutorial for like a few days actually. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Um, the last tutorial was on this plane crash video. Oh, was it? Yeah, yeah. And today I made a new video, which is gonna come out on Wednesday, so in 2 days, which is gonna be on the Transformers effect. If you guys saw it, I don't know if it's uploading or not. It does say it's uploading. I wonder if my Dropbox might be full. It's always possible. Hey band, how's it going? Nice to see you too. Welcome to my live stream. Size of this? No, that seems fine. I've never seen this error before. So I don't know what's happening. Maybe I can just pause it and resume. Yeah, this is gonna take forever. So how about I do make it actually smaller, because otherwise it's just gonna take too long. The same file could be like a few megabyte big, just because I exported it from whatever, from Aftereffects, so it makes it bigger. So I'm still gonna give you the full resolution. Let's just run it through After Effects, through Premiere real quick. So it's the same file. I just exported like super quickly. Um, Dropbox downloads for social media. Otherwise, we're just never gonna start here. Still a green screen, lower res. See, it's gonna be 37 megabyte big, but it's still gonna make it 4K. So it's gonna be good enough. Don't worry about it. All right. Yesterday, I also went live on my Facebook page for the first time, and it was crazy because so many people are on Facebook I don't have here, and vice versa. And it was exciting. It was just a quick little live stream just from the phone, just to see how many people are gonna come in. Um, this I'm gonna delete. Okay, so here, this, and this is going to be online soon. This is going to be real quick. Okay, and then I'm going to... Where do I find my own live stream, though? Hold on. Da, da, da. Can I watch my own live stream somehow? Content? Live? How do I... I'm so stupid with that kind of stuff. How can I find my own live stream? It can't be that difficult. Do I have to Google my own name? Phil Vlog? Okay, looks good. Okay. So once this is done here, I can upload the link. I hope it's not going to block my own link. It's done. Now, Dropbox, copy Dropbox link. There you go. Now let me know if it works. So for everybody who is confused right now, this link goes to this video, so you guys can work on the same stuff. Cool. Let me turn this off. I don't want to see my face. Sweet. Anyway, so now we're gonna start working on removing the green screen. And I've shown you this move a couple of times before. I duplicate my video. Okay, so I have the same video 2 times on top of each other. Okay, very neat trick. Also, I'm just gonna have an adjustment layer for everybody who doesn't have LUTs or like S-Log on your computer. You can do that too. So we're just gonna put an lumetri color effect on the adjustment layer, just to put some contrast into your scene, and saturation, so we can see a little better what the scene would look like when it's like color graded. So either you do this, or I have a LUT which looks like this, and then I don't have to do that anymore. Basically the same effect. Alright. Turn towards thing. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter what I'm doing. The important part is that I need to remove the green screen. And for that, well, give me 1 second. Oh shoot. You probably should see my monitor, not my face. Hey, Elfine. Elfane. Elfine? How's it going? We are working on some fancy green screen tutorials today. Fancy. We'll see how fancy it's gonna be. So we're gonna... I'm good. Thanks for asking. I've been working on a YouTube video all day about the transformer effect. I don't know if you've seen my transformer animation. It's pretty cool. Yeah, pretty proud of it actually. Turned out pretty good. So I made a tutorial on that, and I scheduled it for Wednesday. So I'm uploading it on Wednesday. Anyways, we need to remove the green screen, and the way I'm gonna do that is put a lumetri color on the top layer here and remove the green. Sweet. Now instead of final result, I'm gonna go in screen matte so I can actually see a what is it called, a black and white mask. Let me go back to source. The green I pick has to be the unsaturated green. There you go. Screen matte. So now I have a black and white mask. Now I need to make the white whiter and the black blacker. I go in screen matte, make the black blacker, the wider until there's no grain anymore. Like this, it should be gone. There you go. So now I have a perfect black and white mask. Now I can soften the edges a little if you go too crazy and it's too much, but just soften the edges a little and maybe shrink it a little. And once you think you're good, you're just going to use the lower layer where there is no effect and use the track mat on the video on top of it. So when you click on this, basically removes it. That's my method how to remove the green screen. Now when I turn on my adjustment layer back on, I can see if I have any green spillage. Like here, the green spills on my jacket, which makes it also green. You can see that, like even on my hat, on my head. But there is a easy fix for that. You can use on the bottom layer, I'm just going to use an effect called Spill Suppressor. You know, I've been doing this green screen stuff for like over 10 years. It's crazy that the technology didn't really advance that much, but the tools you're using, it makes it all easier. Like something like a spill suppressor, you always had to do that manually, and now you can just do it with one effect. When I go on keying, advanced spill suppressor. Now when I look at this jacket here, you see it was green before, and when I use this effect, this disappears. Awesome, right? Now I just have to look at the edges of my mask. And another cool tip is, I'm just gonna make it solid. Something, basically what I do is I always the opposite of green. So I go with pink, which is also my favorite color, which is good. And put this on the bottom, because now I can see better how my edges are. See, so I'm just gonna double check if it all looks good. If it's too soft, like if it was too soft or too harsh, I can always adjust it here. Um, Stuff like that. But I don't want to right now. Like this could make this a little softer. Yeah, but it looks good. Now the next move is go on your bottom layer. This is your actual video. And I draw a mask somewhat close to my body, but still far away that I never cut myself off. That's important. I should try Nuke. It's far more better than I think. I'm learning it too. I would try Nuke. If it was for free, I would use it. But since I work with Premiere and I don't even do that much in After Effects anymore. It's like most of my work is in Blender anyways. But the things I do in After Effects, I don't need Nuke really. So if I got to use Nuke for free, I would definitely give it a shot for sure. Yeah, I mean that looks good. Let me just multi-pass put and compositing. Yeah, you can do that here too. It's you don't need Nuke for that. Uh, Natron. Yeah, I've heard of that too. But if I didn't use After Effects, I probably would use either Blender for compositing or what's it called, DaVinci. Because DaVinci you can do compositing as well. I have to keep working, Phil. Have fun here, and it's great that you're alive. See you next time then. Have fun at work, Bernd. Have a good one. Oh, you see the motion blur? It's not great. Usually it's always better to shoot it without motion blur and then add motion blur in post. I just didn't expect that I'd be moving that fast. That's fine. Not a big issue. The thing is, I've been working with Premiere and After Effects like for like 14 years now. I don't really feel like learning like a new software to do the same thing, especially because it might be better, yes, but is it better in my hands? Probably not. So I don't know. I might learn Nuke one day, but it's probably not worth it for me. Anyways, that looks good. Now it's just time to render this out. And for that, we need to render it with 444 Apple ProRes because we need RGB and alpha. Cool. So I'm actually planning on working on the VFX industry, so that's why Nuke is so important. Yeah, I work in the film industry and VFX industry too, and people do use Nuke, but just as many people work in After Effects. And in the end of the day, especially these days where you don't have to work in house in office, they don't care what you're working with. Often, sometimes they do care. Generally, it's not a bad idea to learn Nuke for sure. But I have my own production company. I'm not working for VFX houses anymore, so I can work with whatever I want. Mm, if you're planning on working on like movies, TV shows, stuff like that, yes, Nuke makes sense. If you are planning on working on commercials and stuff like that, they work with After Effects, so it really depends on that. Then experiments, GreenScreen live stream, okay. GreenScreen Eat out. No, it definitely makes sense. I'm not even arguing that you shouldn't. You definitely, if you feel like it and you're still new, do it. I might regret it one day that I never learned Nuke Nuke properly. When I went to film school, we also had to learn Nuke. Um, it just never stuck with me. Oops, I forgot something. Made a mistake. Here, this has to be on 16-bit, just for the full quality. I think I have a preset for green screen, don't I? High quality with alpha. There we go. Replace render. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so I'm really not sure what we're gonna do with this scene though. Because originally I was planning on using this green screen on something like on a bigger scene. I didn't plan on. I didn't mean to work on that in a live stream because when I'm in a live stream, I always have to go quicker, and people don't want me to fiddle with like small things. But anyway, so we have like with this one boost with the hand. So I'm like shooting like some kind of. I don't want to shoot light because shooting light and glowy things is always like so 90s. I don't want to do that. But maybe like a shockwave. And then I'm gonna have. I think it's another shockwave, or like I blast something up. So let's give myself like telekinetic powers. Maybe. Oh, I like the scene on the parking lot that I'm just shooting like cars away. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. So I'm gonna blast something to the left, then I'm gonna blast something up, and then I'm gonna blast all the rest. And in the end, I think, yeah, in the end, I was thinking, okay, what if I fly away in the end? That could be cool. Yeah, let's do that. Nice. Maybe we can use some Embergen to make things explode, and it's always cool. Um, all right. Let's save this file real quick before I start, and then I'm gonna lose everything. Green screen live stream. And green screen live stream superhero stuff. Cool. All right. For everybody who hasn't seen my setup yet, usually I have my 3D scene, my 3D viewport on top where I see through the camera, my camera viewport. Here on the bottom, I have my viewport where I can actually look around. So here I try not to look around. On the bottom left, I have my note shader editor. And on the top left, I have my HDRIs and my compositor usually. So that's usually how I operate. Tetra Studio, it's Phil again. Greetings. Yeah, my live stream yesterday, I think it was yesterday or the day before, didn't go so well. So I figured I'm gonna try again. Maybe the internet connection is gonna be better today. Anywho, so let's start with our green screen. I'm gonna go from behind. And this is our placeholder, as usual. And I'm gonna Shift A, add, where is it? I have this huge microphone on my face, so I can't really see. Where is this thing? Images is planes. There we go. Now green screen keyed out, and there it is. Now I'm gonna make him the same size like myself. Bring also the camera a little higher. The camera is gonna be on the same height like my real camera was. Last time I made a mistake, I brought it too low. This time I'm not gonna make the same mistake again. So the location is gonna be like on around 2 meters. So now the feet, they are aligned. I can just go to a later frame. See, it seems aligned. It looks pretty good. Let me just give myself a ground so I can see better. Oops, it's the wrong one. Plane. So if I bring myself up, it looks like I'm standing on the ground. I'm a little too big right now. Maybe the camera has to be a little higher. Okay. From now on, I'm not going to move the camera ever again. If you see me move this camera, tell me no, Phil. You said no moving camera. Still have to be bigger though, because I'm definitely taller than this guy. That's a little too big. That doesn't look bad. Cool. Now I just have to make the rest. So let's see, I'm gonna go to the first frame. So I have to figure out what am I gonna do here. Should be in some kind of city environment. Let's see what Blender Kit has for me so I don't have to make anything myself. Because you guys probably know how lazy I am with making things. Lazy and not capable. There we go. Free first. And cheap. I don't like to pay for things. Old city buildings. That's pretty cool. I can put this somewhere. Jasmine is in here again. Sup, Jasmine? How's it going? It's always so nice to have you guys in here. Matt is just silent. He's not really paying attention or to the chat, so if he doesn't say hi, don't take it personally. Allie is not here. I think she's asleep right now. So I was shooting this shot with a 28mm lens, I believe. So let's go to the camera settings and see. This should be 28. Nice. So I can just bring it closer maybe. So this thing here is basically like a 3D scan. I like it. This could be like, let me just turn it around. Oh yeah, I like this side better. So it could be like this. Let's have it uneven. Okay, that's pretty cool. Now, I'm not going to destroy this building, but I can just have it like an explosion here happening. So that could be pretty cool. So I'm going to have an explosion on 1.6. Could be like even like a smoke explosion. 1.6, 106 is going to be an explosion, like a dust explosion. On 160, I'm going to have maybe a bus or something flying off, which also with an explosion. And then the last one, maybe, I don't know, has to be something big. And then the last one is going to be like flying off. Okay, let's start with the first one. Actually, let's just add some more things here. So this is supposed to be a street. Um, Lighting wise, there's not much we can do because it has to be like soft lighting because that's how I lit my green screen. But if I just let's see what else they have here. I can maybe put some details in the scene here. A bench. Let's just hope it's all to scale. Okay, there's a bench. What else we got? It's a tree. We don't need a tree. There's another 3D scan. A city train. Oh, for that I would need like lines and stuff like that. Bicycle. This is what I used. City pod. And definitely a Maluk. Definitely have to put this thing in here. So that's for everybody who doesn't know. A Maluk is basically the car I grew up with. Um, so yeah, we're just gonna fill up the scene a little with stuff. Just gonna put a few of those here. And what else we got here? City stuff. A whole different building. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't see those before. Huh, why not? Let's put a few of those in the ground. Those details are always good. What else we got? A few signs. Oh, that's a cool church. Let's put this church here. Oh, it's a big church. This church looks like it might be out of scale. Okay, that'll do. Okay, what else we got here? That's cool. Electrical lines. Because why not? Chapel next to the church. Just gotta make sure it's like somewhere in the scene so we don't have things which don't matter. Might have a camera pan a little. Yeah, like attacking like a very what's the word? Believing town. Yeah, I think that's cool. And what else we got here? Let's put a few stop signs or street signs here. Who knows what this sign means? It just means something. Okay. Okay, let's work on the first explosion. Like, there's gonna be a shockwave, bomb. And that's gonna be like here. Something's gonna explode. Yeah, let's just do that in Imogen. What you create looks very exciting. Yeah, we need lights. I'm gonna work on. I mean, you're right. We should work on the lighting first. I'm just gonna use like an HRI because when I look at my original scene, let's just remove the key light effect. When I look at this, it's very evenly lit. It's like there's a little bit of light coming from the side, but it's very soft lighting. So I think I can just use whatever HRI, which is soft lighting, like maybe something with streets. No, it doesn't really matter. Let's just use this. Let's switch to cycles. Something like that will do. Let me just see where the light is coming from. So this is my HDRI. Yeah, and the light is coming from the right side, and this is good. Yeah, I think that'll do. So I will just need to extend the street at some point a little. Wonder if I can just cheat it by doing this. Probably not. I'm just gonna add some kind of other pavement here. I can even make my make it easier and bring myself closer. Yeah, it's like a Grand Theft Auto game. So I can turn myself in any direction I want. I could even let's get closer, like this. Mm. Make sure I'm standing on the ground. This Fiat, what I don't like about this model is that it's like all like 1,000 things together, but I can just I'm gonna animate just like when it flips like it just explodes. It doesn't explode, it just flies away when I do the move. Mm. And really the cool thing is if I could just join all those objects. Uh, but very often it just happens that it just makes my Blender crash if I try to join like too many objects like right now. But I think I just saved, so it's all good. But it's very interesting how something happened. Very interesting how people like those green screen before after scenes, especially um on like Facebook. It's very popular stuff. Yeah, I don't think I can make it all one object, but it doesn't matter. I don't need to. Anywho, where was I? Explosion. Let's switch to Embergen for like a little explosion. We just have to remember how many frames we need here. This video is going for quite some time. 300. 355. That's how long our video goes. So let's 355. Let's change our frame rate to this. And if we have our explosion at, where is it? There it is. The explosion starts at like 92. The difference to 355 is 100, 250 or so. So now I'm just going to use one of those explosions. I'm just going to use one of those presets because it's always faster. Aerial explosion is good stuff. Definitely like those side explosions, especially because I'm shooting from one direction. And I don't even need the fire. It's like I like the dust, the big dust cloud. Ooh, I could use this. Yeah, I'm gonna use that. It's gonna be sick. Yeah, it might have to be like bigger, but that's pretty cool, right? So when I destroy the building, I hope I can destroy the building. Or I can at least cover it. But I just need to make this bigger. Simulation, let's make the domain bigger. It's the x-axis. Let's make this also 512. It's a little bit bigger, 250. The thing is, the bigger I make this, the longer it's going to render, but it shouldn't be a big deal. I see already that it's like slowing down. It's going to look cool though. If I use this. Yeah. Okay. So how many frames do I need? Uh, just did the math. 355 minus 100. It's like 155. Like 165. Let's do 170. Jesus, why am I so stupid? It's 355, negative 100, 270 frames. There we go. Okay. So I'm gonna go on my volume processing, making a new VDB export. I said I need 270 frames. First frame is 1. Doesn't really matter. 270, not 370. Um, cool. And then I'm just gonna make a cool little explosion there. It's gonna look cool. And if that doesn't work, I just can export it again. I just need to find the right folder where I'm gonna export it to. Blender GreenScreen livestream. Explosion VDB. Call it VDB1 because I have a pretty good feeling that we're gonna have to do this again. For whatever reason. It might be too slow too or too fast. But it is a pretty big wall. Just always hard to say because for now it's not even rendering in full speed. Cool. Okay, let's just export now and see what happens. It's like a minute long, which is not terrible. While this is happening, I'm gonna have a little ski of my water. I already need to start thinking what I'm gonna do with the second explosion. I think of something similar, but like an explosion, like up or something. That's gonna be this scene. I think if it's gonna continue like this, then I'm just gonna explode every building and every car. This is gonna take forever to render. But hey, we're having fun here, right? So we'll see. So while this is happening, let's just go to Blender real quick. So I'm gonna put this what we just made like somewhere here, and I hope it's not gonna be visible again. Maybe I can even after this like just rotate the camera like this way. So we're gonna focus then on this side. It could be cool. It could be also too much. We're gonna see. Because as long as I'm gonna keep the height of my camera like this high, like what is it? Location camera should be like this high. It shouldn't be a big deal. So in the beginning, I'll be like this, boom, explosion. Then it's gonna turn around here and destroy this car. Then maybe pan up a little, and maybe destroy this tower or so, and then fly away. So like a superhero guy who's on a rampage or so, that'd be pretty cool, right? Just what I don't want to do is actually destroy those buildings because those buildings are 3D scans. They have millions of polygons. See, you can see here, it's like 3D scans. And to actually destroy that, I don't have the computer power for that. I don't think anybody has the computer power for that. I would actually need to rebuild all of this. So I'm not going to do that because I'm lazy. Okay, let's see how far the imaging is. Looks like it's done. Okay, now we're just going to import this. And let's keep try to remember. And frame 92 is where it's supposed to start. So I'm gonna say first, I'm gonna Shift A, import a volume, import open VDB, explosion VDB1. Make sure they are all in order. Select everything and import. This is my explosion. Who came up with the idea with the toilet? Now it's always on my mind. Who came up with that? I think I came up with that. It's just I was just I don't know why. I was just thinking of the tentacles. I was thinking, what could I make with those tentacles to make it grosser than what it was? And like in the toilet, it's like always like the most intimate thing to do. Um, so yeah, I came up with that. I'm the gross person. Okay, now I'm just gonna need to give my volume a material. Let's see if it has flames also. So let's just give it flames. I don't think it actually has flames, but let's see. Black body density. Let's check our frame rate real quick, just to double check that we're working in the right. Oh, 23.98. That's what we need. Good thing that I caught this. So I'm just gonna put this into the position where it has to be. Do this in top view. So it's like lined up. It's really not that easy to work with this huge ass microphone in my face, but that's just how it is. So this is kind of the size. I think that's going to be cool. So depending on where the camera is going to be, I probably should set this up first, but I can always adjust those things. Um, so here, explosion. That's pretty cool. Here I can also increase or decrease the density. Um, let's go to, yeah, let's keep this on because if it's off, it's going to render slower, but let's keep this off. Volume is on 2. Let's keep it on 4 because we're going to have lots of volume. Yeah, I definitely need to make this more dense, but I also, because I don't want to see through it, I want this to be destroyed, but I might have when I destroyed. Maybe I can just put something on top after the explosion happens. Something on top of the building. I, I think let's look for explosion. I think they have assets in here. Explosion. They have the animated super explosion. I don't want that. And basically like that, like a broken down wall. Um, I used something like that. Explosion, burned. That's cool. Not useful right now, but that is cool. Yeah, I'll worry about it when it's time to worry about it. I used it in my last explosion scene. It was actually like a piece of broken wall. By the way, if you're like in my live stream right now, make sure to hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm because I'm nothing without it. Stone wall. That's not it. It was like a broken down. Let's look for broken. There it is. Cool. I'm gonna use this once. Well, after the explosion happens, just gonna put this, make this appear like here. So basically, that simulates that all crushed down. And that basically happens right after the smoke happens. And maybe I'm gonna have like a particle simulation also. It all kind of looks like organic. We're gonna see, but that's pretty cool. So let's just focus. Okay, let's ignore this smoke real quick. Let's particle wall collapse. Let's focus on the second explosion. Well, the second thing I think is a car flying away. Okay, that's what emerging. We're gonna make a second explosion. Let's just go to the presets. This is also cool. There's a pillar collapse, a bridge wall collapse. They're all pretty cool. But what we're looking for right now is, what are we looking for right now? It's like an explosion upwards. Well, those go to the sides. Yeah, like this. Explosion 2. Let's double check when this explosion starts. So we're gonna have the right time. So on frame 152, we need it for like around 200 frames. So we're gonna do the same thing, VDB, export 200 frames. The thing is, it might be too slow. Yeah, I think it's too slow. Let's go to the simulation and let's make this voxel size bigger. Uy. Did I do that? 0.1. Okay, that's wrong. 0.5. What I'm trying to do is just make it faster. And usually you do that by making this smaller. Explosion itself smaller. Transform. Emission. Burst size. Wow. No, it has to be a smaller explosion because it's the smaller the explosion, the faster it's gonna be. Go back to my simulation settings. I can always cheat it. It's the thing you can always. I think it looks very good. Let's try to cheat it a little. Let's go to the volume processing. Is that where it is? Export. I think it's under simulation. Hold on. Time. Something with time. Oh, no. Time control. There it is. Let's do it 30. Let's just try that. Maybe 60. I'm so confused. I hate changing those settings because they're like made like this for a reason. Let's go with 30. Because when he does this move, I want this card to like, you know, be like flying like up and with the explosion. And yeah. Okay, so let's make another export. Write a VDB node, and that's gonna be explosion malu one. Lu. There you go. Accept 200 frames, export. That's gonna take a minute. Oh man, I love my new computer. Like this stuff would have taken forever to do on my old computer. Especially like 200 frames is like a lot. What time is it? 12:20. Yeah, I definitely want to get sort of like the main movement today, or like in today's live stream. It might just, continue doing the same scene in multiple live streams. I've never done that before. I usually just start in the live stream and then I just finish it on my own time. But yeah, it should be cool. Okay, this is done. Now I'm gonna I need to keep my things organized for sure. So many buildings already. Fiat. All right. Shift A. Well, save first because those VDBs are always tricky. So always save up volume, import, open VDB, explosion maluch, select it all, and import. Now it's obviously way too big as usual. Also, for some reason, it's like weirdly. Yeah, let's hold on, what is this? Right now it starts on frame 1, but it has to start on. I should have moved the camera. It should start on, what was it, frame 155? Yeah, 155. So let's go. This is my explosion. Should put all my explosions in the same collection. Uh, those models you're using are not free, right? Yes, they are free. I'm using Blender Kit for my stuff. This is just Blender Kit. You can go on the website and just download Blender Kit, and it imports like all those models. And then those I am using, they are free, but there's also a not free section. So like those models, they're not free. But you can click on this clicker, this checkbox here, free first, so it only shows you free models. Blender Kit. Here, this is what it looks like. Anywho, explosion time. This, well, this explosion 1, this is my first material, and the second explosion is going to be another material. Explosion 2. Explosion malu. So I don't mix those things up. I'm gonna go in my VDB settings. Also has flames. Every time when it has fire, it's always a tricky one to make it work. It's gonna be great. Oh, and we have to start this explosion at frame 155. Also, it's not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be where the model is. So right now I don't have any fire, so I just have to turn up the temperature, and that should do the trick. There it is. There's my fire. Well, it's a little too bright, maybe. Yeah, and while this is happening, this is going to be the tricky part. I need to animate my little Fiat here. Usually, this part I would just combine all those materials into one and make it a rigid body. But it has like modifiers and all that, and I don't want to make this all work. It would take forever. Anyways, excuse me. So this is my model, the null object of my model. So I'm just gonna frame 155 or 159 or so. I'm gonna animate the position and location, and let's just hope for the best. I'm just gonna animate the first position and maybe 250. somewhere here. Gonna be the last position, so I'm just gonna maybe like this, and rotated this, maybe rotated this, and bring it up here, and make keyframes, and let's hope for the best. And here, like the middle part, actually doesn't look too bad. I just need to move it a little up in the middle. Location, just Z, and keyframe only selected channel, so it just flies up a little. Let's just go in this view so we can see a little faster. Still don't know what should happen in the last explosion, like in the last movement. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. I could put, just like in my other scene, more cars into my scene and make them all fly in the same time. But let's focus on this animation real quick because I don't want it to slow down. It's important that it doesn't slow down. Yeah, that's very good stuff. I think so. We'll see. Just making sure that the animation is like somewhat good. We can hide a lot inside the explosion and whatnot, but not everything, of course. But that's definitely too slow. Way too slow. We're just gonna select all of them and scale this on the y-axis, on the x-axis. So this is where it starts. I think this is better. It's just still not very organic, but we're gonna work on it. And especially here, it has to like slide away. So let's just move it. Now, Y location. Only select the channel. Right. So this here can't be eased. It has to be smooth. Yeah, so it's like out of the shot, and we don't. Nobody's gonna ask any questions. It's good stuff. There's like this little shake there. I don't want it. Cool. I could just use the same explosion. Can I get away with it? Oh, let's just try it. I'm gonna try to get away with it. I'm gonna, for the last one, I'm just gonna destroy the last building, the church here. I'm just gonna import the same VDB like the first one. You see how lazy I am with my things, and it's not like just like because I'm in a live stream right now. I'm always that lazy. I just try to copy the same things over and over again. And I'm gonna give it the same explosion one, and that one is gonna start on frame 230. It's wrong. 230. Okay. Now I'm just gonna bring this to the building in the back here. Turn it in the right direction. I think it should be like this. Like this. Oh yeah. And that should solve all my problems. I'm looking forward to the result. Thank you very much for YouTube time, Phil. Thank you for joining me here because this would be pretty boring if I did it by myself. But with you guys, it's so much more fun. So now I'm gonna have like this smoke explosion in the back, and then in the end, while this is happening, and I have this explosion here and this explosion here, I'm just gonna fly away. And here I can basically just, once I jump up, or I don't even jump, once I get up, I can just animate myself up. Maybe even add like a smoke wave here. I don't think it's necessary. Like right here, this is like the last frame. I can just item, yeah, item. Let's go here. I'm gonna keyframe the position. I only need the Z location. I don't need Y and X, just the Z location. So a few frames to the front and animate this and animate this. Only selected channels. The tricky part is since Blender is like always so slow, I just need to turn off the smokes. It's a little faster. So that's basically it. And I'm just flying away. Could start a little slower. Well, technically it should start like, let's say here. No, it's a little later. The problem is, damn it, I had a very cool VDB for this. Let me save Blender real quick before my computer crashes, but I had a very good VDB preset for that, but I overrode it like a stupid idiot. Um, it was like the shockwave one. I guess I could smoke shockwave. I guess I can use this one. Don't save. It's like a magic shockwave. Yeah, sure, I have superpowers. Let's use that. Not a big fan, but I can always adjust the colors a little. I can make it pink. But when I jump off, I can just use that. Let's see what my emitter particles do. Initial forces, injection, rendering, initial color. Can I change that to pink? Can I change that to nothing? And those are the particles. Let's see. Emitter particles. Okay, it only has particles. Let's see. That's fine. I'll just use that. Um. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna use this cool thing. It just doesn't even have to be long. It's like in the end of the video. So I need it for like 25 till 30 frames. Let's do 40 just in case. Where is it? So I'm gonna go here on volume processing, VDB. I'm gonna export 64 frames. It's fine. Now I'm gonna make a new folder. The real cool part is actually to make your own VDBs, your own explosions and stuff like that. That's a lot of fun. It's complicated and I'm still trying to figure out how to do things, but it is a lot of fun if you make those yourself. Like right now, I'm just trying to get as much as possible into this live stream, and yeah, I also don't want to be up for too late. Okay, shockwave, and then I'm gonna export it. Yeah, that's very quick. That's good. Um, Sweet. Now let's add this shockwave here, and I'm pretty sure I can adjust the colors in Blender. So I'm just gonna go to the beginning of my explosion, of my flying off part. Save one more time and add the open VDB shockwave. Select them all. I'm gonna give it a new material. Let's call it shockwave. And now I need to find it. Of course, I need to bring the frame start to wherever I fly off, which is, let's say, 312. Start frame 312. I also need flames, like density. Okay, this is my shockwave here, and way too big, of course. I'm just gonna bring it down. Bring it to, what do I do? Bring it to the position where I jump off. Solid view. Okay, now see a little better. Uh, cool. Let's go on cycles, see what it looks like in cycles. Very dense. Let's go 0.6 in here. How do I get my colors? Is the question. Flames. Density. I wonder if I have to adjust something. That's cool though. It looks pretty good. I want this to be here. I can even bring my density down, so I don't need it as strong. I wonder, I just have to turn up the emission. Hmm. Well, it doesn't really matter. I didn't want it to have color, so fine with me. So I don't want any emission either. It's a little hovering over the ground. Let's bring it down. If it's too big, let's bring it smaller. And it looks good. Um, well, or at least I hope so. It's gonna look good. It's way too dense. 0.01. Just need a little bit of that. In Germany it's 9:42. I'm still working, but I'm listening. I'm always listening to you. Uh, yeah, it's in Germany. It's in the morning right now. It's Germany's 9 hours ahead of me. Time wise, intellectually, looks good here, but it doesn't look good there. Okay, let's do 0.1. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, it's hovering again. Let's bring it down. Yeah, that looks good. It's nice. Nice little shockwave. It's cool. It's like the thing is you always have to guess a lot what it's gonna look like. Um, Camera. Let's turn off the Whisper tool. What is it? Viewport. So I can only see what I want to see. Yeah, I think with the motion blur, how far away it's gonna look cool. Just like one of those things, I just have to render it out if the timing and everything is right. So overnight, basically, I'm just gonna render it, and yeah. But I still think I just need more cars and stuff like that. Stuff, particles flying around. I mean, we can try to turn it all on and see what happens. I don't think we're gonna be able to see anything, but let's see. So first explosion here. Um, I just wanna zoom in a little closer. The first explosion here on the left, and then we see like those debris and stuff like that. Then the second explosion there, which should be an actual explosion. Where is the? There it is. Okay, let's go back a little. And second explosion here could be a little too strong. Yeah, this is definitely too strong. Let me go back. Let me adjust the temperature. Let's do 2000. Let's go back a little. Could be also just too big. Maybe it's not too strong. Maybe it's just too big. Let's go back to like 5000 and just scale it down. And usually, I don't know how big explosions are. it shouldn't be much bigger than the car, right? And this is like something I would need to research. Um, Look at real explosions and making sure it like looks right. And here also I'm just gonna add like particles like sprinkling away. Um, it always looks good. Yeah, it actually looked good on like thousands. Maybe just a little closer to the car. Yeah, like that. And then we move it on. Oh man, this is gonna be a lot of dust going on. I hope we're gonna see anything in the end. And then, it's also gonna reveal like the destroyed stuff here. And then the last one is gonna be like I might to turn yeah, it's too much. Let's do 0.5. Half the density. Yeah, it's better. Now moving on to the last explosion. And again, for every explosion, I can just add particles like rocks and wood and glass and all that kind of stuff. This is going to be a last explosion, but I don't see it yet. Is it too late? Oh, there it is. The last explosion starts a little late. Particle wall collapse, so I'm going to just start it a little earlier. 260. No, 250. There we go. Oh no, it's the wrong one. 210. There we go. Because I was like moving my hands already, but nothing happened. It's always easy to see this in solid view. Actually, no, it's not. In EV, I can see my hands are moving here, down. Basically here, when the hands are starting to move up, everybody knows this is when superpowers start. 210. So that should be fine. Save real quick. Yeah. And then yeah, this guy seems to be like very angry at the city. I don't know what they did to him, but he means business for sure. I blame them though. He seems like a good guy, don't you think? So now we have the wall collapsing on the back. Now he gets out of here. What's the last shockwave? Yeah, like I said, you see how slow it's going to watch all that, and that's just 3D work. That's just how it is. I'm lucky that I can watch like 1 frame per second. So yeah, now I just have to. Normally, I would 3D render this and then see if I need to adjust any timing. But what I'm actually going to do now is just work on those particles. So I'm just going to pretend that I know where the explosions are. So here, just going to add a particle emitter. And right here, I'm going to make a plane. And basically like that. And make a particle emitter, and they're just going to shoot out particles velocity towards normal. That's where I needed. And basically also like randomize and start on frame 70 or so. I'm gonna have to adjust those numbers, but basically 70 it just shoots particles towards the camera, but it also can randomize a little more. So I'm just gonna crank up this number. So go back to 70. Just shoot particles just for like, I don't know, 20 frames or so. It shouldn't be too long. Um, Lots of particles, and that's gonna fit very nicely in the explosion. When we look at this is like our particles. They're a little fast right now. They definitely need to be slower. Um, so let's just go down with that number, because those pieces are gonna be heavy, right? So yeah. So those are gonna be particles. Hey Chang Rong Tui Tuek. Hello, I come from Vietnam. Welcome to my live stream. What time is it in Vietnam right now? I really want to know. Um, since you just joined my live stream, I'm gonna bring you up to date what we're working here with today. So we're having this green screen scene, and we removed the green screen. Um, yeah, looking like this, and brought this into Blender. So now I'm destroying the city, and I built this little. I built it. I use this 3D scans of those buildings as an environment, and I'm basically trying to destroy everything. Like, for example, this wall. Is it this wall? I have to destroy one of those walls. Wall collapse. Should be this one. Yeah, well, that's the plan. So right now we're just making particles, and they don't have to live that long. Lifetime, let's do 30 frames, because once they're out of the shots, it doesn't really matter where they are. And I could make the ground a, collision, but I don't think that's necessary. Now the tricky part is, I have to make a collection out of pieces. I'm just gonna make a few different shapes. I'm gonna start with the plane. (1456). Um, is that the time in Vietnam? Is that what you figured out? So that would be almost 3 p.m. That's crazy. So that would be like 12 hours, 13, 14 hours ahead. Time in Vietnam. Yeah, never been to Vietnam. Okay. So right now I'm just making different pieces. Like this here, for example, is going to be a piece of glass. I'm going to give it a material, call it glass. So this is glass, and for that, I'm gonna give it a glass shader, glass BSDF, connect this with the surface, and that's basically it. So you see, this is just a piece of glass, and this is just regular. Now I'm just gonna copy this and make this a little different. This is gonna be another piece of glass. I'm gonna copy this, and also a little different. Let's do basically different pieces of glass, and they don't look all alike. Those should not be two different objects. Let's just try this again. I did something wrong. Okay, so why is this? Hmm, let's try this again one more time. Okay, Shift D, make a new object, another piece of glass. Because three pieces of glass are always like random. There we go. So those three pieces of glass, those are gonna be a little higher. I can see through the microphone. So I'm gonna move all those into a new collection. Call this collection particle collection. I'm also gonna add more objects into it. Let me see if it's okay. This is a particle collection. Now I'm gonna just give it another mesh and icosphere. This icosphere, I'm just gonna give also a new material. Call it concrete. So now I'm just gonna make it gray. Basically like this. Oh, hold on. Let me just another icosphere. But I want fewer polygons because that makes a difference. Okay. Now I'm gonna give it the same material I just made, call it concrete. There it is. So concrete, I'm just looking at this. Concrete is like not shiny at all, so roughness can be up, not metallic. This color, fine. This is gonna be like concrete, and I can just give it another one, just shape it a little differently. Cool. And also those pieces I'm gonna make smaller. Because the glass I want a little bigger scale. Okay. What else? Broken. Let's see if we have anything here where we can use as a model. Broken brick. Let's use that. I'm just gonna make it like brick size. And so this is gonna be part of the particles. I'm just gonna move those also into the particle collection. What else we got here? I think one more piece and we're good on the piece. So that would be old and broken buffalo brick. That wouldn't be bad. And use that. What I'm using, I'm looking for like little like stones, concrete. It's not bad. Let's use this. The more different pieces, the better. Okay, that kind of looks like this part. And let's see if maybe one more. This thing. I'm just guessing the size right now of those things. It doesn't really matter if it's perfect. So just make sure that all those pieces are in the um, particle collection. So now all those pieces are in here in the particle collection, and they're just on the side. And it's fine that they're like on the side because we're just gonna use all those little dots here that we made before. See those little dots? Now we can turn those little halos, that's what they call them, turn them into the collection we just made. So I'm just gonna go on the halo collection, and under collection, I'm gonna go on particle collection. That's the one that we made. Now you can see all those little pieces are the particles we made before. The problem is you might not be able to see that they're not in the right size, so we're just going to scale them that they're in the right size. We can even scale randomness, turn this on a little, and also might be a little too big still. Always good to be like somewhere where you can see some reference to the sign, next to the sign, or not next to the car, so we kind of know how tall, how big they are, but it's fine. I think the size is fine. Now, I need to randomize the rotation. I'm gonna go on rotation. First of all, I turn it on, randomize. So now you can already see it looks way better. See, bomb explosion. That's gonna be super cool. And what face does and what randomized face, I don't really know. I can turn on dynamic. I don't fully understand what it does. And for now, I also feel like it might be a little too long, like 20 frames or whatever it is, might be too long. Let's do 10 frames, so it's like one burst. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Still might be too fast. I don't know if I, under physics, if I give those particles that it's heavier. Nope, the weight doesn't do nothing. Drag, let's turn on drag. Drag doesn't do nothing. Let's do damp. Okay, damp is good. Let's do 0.1. Okay, it's not bad. Let's do 0.05. No, it's damping is not it. Drag. Let's do Brownian and see what Brownian does. Brownian doesn't do nothing. Okay. It's basically I just want it to be slower. Like I thought it might be damping. But damping it just slows it down altogether. If somebody in the audience knows right now how to, because it just slows down over time. It's not what I want. I want it to be like overall slower. Well, I could just turn down time. I guess that it works, right? Field weights, gravity. Children viewports display extra. Okay, let's do the obvious first because maybe that's the solution to all our problems, just to weaken this strength of the explosion. That doesn't work. I wonder if the ground should be a collision. and just make a collision object. I'm not gonna actually make the scene a collision. It's gonna make a plane. Just as a collision. I'm gonna call this collision plane because I think that's gonna help the realism. And I'm just gonna scale it up for the entire scene because I'm gonna have particles all over the place. So it does make sense to have collision on. So I'm gonna apply the scale. Under physics, I'm gonna turn on collision. Now when I play this, the particles, oops, they shouldn't be landing, bouncing off the ground though. Uh, Damping, friction, stickiness, field absorption, is that it? Nope. Let's just go through all of them until we find what we're looking for. Stickiness. Okay, now they're just sliding over the ground, which is cool. Damping. Damping is not it. Friction. That's it. That must be it. I'm going to turn this a little down. Also randomize friction a lot. But that also means that I need those particles to live until the very end. Which is fine. I think it's cool if they live till the end because then I have more imperfections in my scene, or like more, details, which is a good thing. So I'm just gonna have the lifetime. It's 300 frames. So when I have this happening, those particles are just gonna stay there. Yeah. So I think they might need a little more power, just a little bit. So let's do 5 instead. Yeah, I think it's cool. And now I can just basically just copy paste the thing. Um, and bring it to my car. So when the car explodes, it's gonna have the same effect. But later, of course, you need to see when the car starts to go off. Frame 156. So 156 and frame 160. Okay, that's a problem. I shouldn't have done that. I never copied the particle system. I just have to click on tool. Um, I have to click on tools to make a new particle system. I've never copied particles before, so I did not know that. But it's the same thing with materials. It has to be a little shorter. Just like one burst, a few frames only. And those also don't have to live as long. 250. So I have like those particles explode first. Exploded. Oh, it's too early now. See his animation or his movement is here, bomb. This is where the explosion happens. So let me go to this. $97 to $105. This is where it happens, bomb explosion. Now this should happen 155. Yeah, that's like a lot. No, it's wrong. Back. This is like something you're just adjusting timing and stuff like that. It's like a big part of Blender for everybody who doesn't know. 155, 160. So I'm just adjusting the timing of the explosion when it happens. So this happens first, bomb explosion. Now we're gonna have this one, smack it. And now the last one. Just gonna copy paste it one more time, bring it over here, rotate it, make it bigger because that's what is gonna be a big one. And here also I'm gonna click on this number. Now I just need to figure out when exactly. Yeah, on 220, this is when this explosion happens. So I started on 220 till 240. This one doesn't have to last as long for 120 frames. So when I go through everything, explosion number 1, explosion number 2, and explosion number 3. And the last one actually, this one, explosion number 3, can be way more particles, 2000, because also the emitter is way bigger, so and also stronger. Strength. Also make the pieces bigger. What is this? Randomize. Right. Cool. Now again, let's look at it in this view. Let's just turn off the visibility of I guess we can just make it a shadow cache. I don't want to make it a shadow cache. I'll just turn off the visibility in the camera. Am I in the right thing? That's my collision plane. I'm just gonna. I need this. I'm gonna keep this on but turn this off, so it's still gonna work as a collision. So let's see. Explosion number 1, bang, explosion. That's cool. Explosion number 2, explosion 2 happened. Explosion number 3, smack it. Pretty cool. And now take off. That's pretty cool. And that's basically it. That's all I need. Now with the actual explosion happening, I also need to turn or animate this. It's actually gonna appear. Explosion number 1. So on frame 124, this is when I want to have this wall appear. I'm just gonna animate this 1 frame forward, turn this off, animate. And do the same thing with this. Animate that. Turn this off, animate. Okay, so we have it also in the viewport. But now with the particle emitters, we also have to turn those off. But I'm gonna only turn them off in the renderer. I still want to see them in the viewport. So in the renderer, show emitter, turn them off. Same thing with this one. Particle, render, show emitter, turn off. And the last one is this one. Renderer, show emitter, off. Cool. Save. Explosion bomb. Might be a little late, but we're gonna see with the actual explosion how it's gonna look. It's still a little earlier. But I can just how about here? Frame 106. So something like that. Maybe also bring it a little away from the wall, so it looks like more destroyed. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Maybe a little into the right, so it doesn't go to top view. And it works. Okay, one more time. Explosion number one, smack it. Explosion number two, smack it. Explosion number three, smack it. Awesome. And flying away. Alright, let's work on the camera movement a little. Okay, camera movement. Let's go. So what I'm gonna do is there's so many ways to do that, but let's start with try to do it on a path. Okay, let's try it. So I'm gonna make a empty, and this empty is gonna be the object where my camera is always gonna be looking at. Okay, so I'm gonna be empty and an arrow, which also gonna be the object where my focus is gonna be at. So 2 in 1. So first of all, I'm gonna put a constraint on my camera. Constraint and excuse me, track 2. And as a target, I'm gonna use this empty. While we're at it, let's name this empty. And this empty also shouldn't be in this collection, but we're gonna call this empty camera focus. Let's move it out of this. Okay. Now wherever this empty is looking at, or wherever the position of the empty is, this is where my camera is looking at. Okay, so it's going to make it easier to control the movement and the camera angle. So let's animate the camera. So let's start with, the thing is I don't want to change the camera height, so the camera always going to stay on like 190. Yeah, so this is going to be like here. Now I'm going to animate the camera item rotation. I don't need just the location, so I'm going to start on frame number 1, So he's turning around. While he's turning around, the camera could be pushing back or pushing forward. Let's do push forward. And while this happens, the empty, which is gonna start. Let me go to top view. It's probably gonna be easier. It's gonna start on my. Nah, it's. I don't like it. I don't. Let's go here. It could start like here. So let's also animate the position of my empty. So while he's turning around, we show what he's turning around towards. So we go with the camera forward, but with the empty, where's the empty? Going to the side, going down, but not enough that we show the feet. I'm gonna animate this and animate the camera. Wouldn't be surprised if I had to redo everything. So we now have this explosion. I'm gonna add a camera shake in post. But while this is happening, I'm gonna move the camera to the side while this goes to the right to the car. Let's go even further to put the camera to the side. I'm also gonna parent my or put a constraint on my green screen so it's always looking towards the camera, not switch to track to, excuse me, track to camera. It's always like pointing, facing the camera. It's gonna be easier. Um. Anyways, where was I? Here. So looking at the camera, this, animate this, animate this. And now we already have like some camera movement. Okay, this goes too fast. The camera, this shouldn't be moving yet. I think I forgot to make a keyframe. Um, so I'm just gonna bring this back here. Keyframe. Even the camera's moving too fast. So yeah, animating cameras is not easy. So we have this going here. Explosion, bomb. The It's panning too early over there. I want to pan when he is looking. When Phil is looking, I want the null object also to start moving. So right now it started moving here. So I'm just gonna move those keyframes. Now, bam. Could be a little too fast too. Bam. Oh yeah, that's cool. It's gonna be like in a video game or something. Here I would like to pan up a little. While the camera is moving to the right. maybe as far back as possible. Let's say until here, while this is going this way and down. Oops, and down. We have our guy in focus. And then, bam. Either we follow him or we stay there. We can just push in. I'm gonna go to the last frame, push in, keyframe. Okay, I think that's some solid camera movement. We'll see. So this is it. Explosion. Bam. Okay, the first thing, I just select both. I don't like how it slows down here. It's hard to imagine this is gonna look good. It looks ridiculous, like a 90s video game or something. But I think with the right lighting and stuff like that, with the explosions, I mean, let's just go to the last frame. It's like here. I mean, let's just try to render a frame and see what happens. Let's just hope for the best. Right, let's save. Are the render settings right now? Are they okay? Okay, let's render a frame and see what happens. Then also we're gonna get an idea how long it's gonna take to render. I wouldn't be surprised if it took forever. While this is happening, let me get a little sipski. May take a few minutes, whatever that means. I might also have to bake my the particles. That might be also why it takes so long to render. Oh, we'll see. Um, das haben wir gern. Alles kaputt machen und dann abhauen. Ja, ja, schön du. He's saying like just destroy everything and then leave. I just had to get my water. My water bottle. I think this is just one of those situations where if I just wait long enough, it's gonna work. But I don't have time to wait long enough, so I'm just gonna adjust a few settings and hope for the best that it's gonna help. Because most of all, what I need is I need to bake the particles. You know, all those explosion things. I need to bake that. Otherwise, it just keeps calculating for every single frame, and that would take too long. Oh, leave. Yeah. I knew before. This is a very big scene. And Blender crashed. That's okay. I think I saved it. But it's going to be better than this scene, that's for sure. I made this in a tutorial. But you know, when I make tutorials, I always try to focus on like the basics and, you know, don't go too much into detail. Just do the basics. Um, Yeah, yeah. I have a few green screen tutorials I needed to do. Like one is very important actually, how to do green screen effects with a very bad green screen, because that's something I deal with all the time, and I'm sure other people deal with it too. Um, so yeah, that's a tutorial I wanted to make. Mm. And for example, I wanted to use the scene. Let me show you. I'm sure you've seen the scene before. By the way, we're at 72,000 followers right now on Facebook. Pretty cool. We're at 9,200 on Instagram. I know Instagram on YouTube. Yeah, this scene. Yeah, to key out this, that was very difficult because I have like different colors and stuff like that. So I wanted to make a tutorial on how to key footage like this. It's very different, very difficult. Yeah, and yeah. Anyways, let's get going here. We don't need this guy anymore. I guess I can just put him somewhere in the background, just watching. Why not? It's maybe hiding behind this corner like a pervert, just looking. Actually, have him like this. Rotate like this. See, he's spying on us. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, something like that. Okay. What was I doing? Okay, I need to make those particles, or rather, bake those particles. So I go in cache and bake it. While this is baking, I can let you guys know to like my page, like my live stream because I need those likes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, it's crazy though that my Facebook page just blew up out of nowhere. One of my videos just started getting views, and that gave other videos views, and now I'm at 72,000 followers. So in like a month or two, I gained like 50,000, no, 70,000 followers. Because I was at like almost 2,000 before. Now I'm at 72. It's just insane how that can happen. And in every if everything goes well, those this boost in followers on Facebook, that can be life changing. That definitely can be life changing. But we'll see. I hope it's just the beginning. Because if that really happens, and that change everything, I can start thinking of moving away from LA and buying some house in like Texas or Nevada or so, and living cheaper. Um, because I don't have to be on set all the time anymore. I can just live off of my videos. That would be pretty cool. And that took longer than I expected, like 95% right now. Camera is so high. Is it better? Ah, there you go. So I just baked the first one. Now I need to bake this one. Bake it. Why was that so fast? That makes no sense. The first one took forever. Anyways, let's bake the last one. Also super fast. Like what the hell? The first one took so long. I wonder why. Yeah. Yeah, one more thing I want to do is just add camera shake to the camera in general. I hope I'm not going to break anything if I do that here. I use camera shakeify. I also use depth of field to my, let's just camera focus. Um, yeah, depth of field. When I go in this view, I should be able to see. Huh, maybe Cycles is broken completely now. Who knows? Because oh, there we go. Something's happening. Okay. I definitely need to work on my material. I'm gonna make this whole scene darker. I'm going to world, go down with the strength. Um, Especially when I have those explosions going on, I think that could look pretty cool. But I just would need like more street lights. Yeah, for sure. And like here, for example, if I turn on the explosion, which is this one, see, this is gonna look super cool. But that's not enough. I definitely need more lights in the scene. Like those lamps here. Let me see. I think I messed up. I copy pasted those lights, but not all of them. Like this is just the light source, and I forgot to copy this part of the light, so it's not lighting up the entire all of the lights I copy pasted. So I have to fix that. It's good. See, now I have a little more light here in the back. I also need more light here because I'm so stupid. I forgot to copy this properly. So I'm just gonna bring the light here and zoom in there. Close. So yeah, I have a little more light action going on. The thing is, this is not real light. It would be helpful if this actually was real light, but it's not. So I'm just gonna make a light, area light, turn it facing us, making the same size, turning. There you go. Now when I turn this up, actually illuminates everything. I can even give it the same color like this, for example. So now it actually illuminates this. With me pointing up, it's still this. And now I can do that a couple of times. Stupid microphone is annoying. Yeah, that already looks better. Okay, now this is also lighting up the scene a little. One more. And especially with the smoke and stuff going on, it's gonna look very cool. It's gonna light up this window. And in case you don't understand what I'm doing here, is since this is a 3D scan, it's not real light coming out of the windows, so I need to simulate that. Nice. Okay, something is off here. Oh, I put the lights by accident in the particle. Oh, shoot, put it in the particle collection. It's not supposed to be in there. I'm gonna remove it because everything in the particle collection is gonna be particles, and I don't want that, obviously. And it's like I just have to see the scene like rendered and stuff like that because otherwise I can just guess what it's gonna be like. Where's my green screen guy? There he is. Now he's flying off. Now with the fog, it's gonna look way different. Also with the motion blur, which we don't see right now, it's also gonna look way different. But when we just go through it, it's still like dark overall. But it does look cool. It definitely looks cool. Let me work on my material a little because there's always a few things like let's turn up the roughness, specular, a little down, so it just matches a little better. Um, color, color ramps. There we go. Nope, color ramp is wrong. RGB curves is what I wanted. But with the dust and everything, that looks pretty cool, right? I think it's gonna be a very dynamic scene. I think it's gonna be great actually. When I started this live stream, I didn't believe I could make something cool. I mean, again, it's like just a lot of guessing game. I don't know if it's gonna be any good or not. It could be like all the timing could be wrong, or just too much dust, or too little dust, or just it does just in general it doesn't look good. We'll see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna render it overnight, so in a decent quality, and then hope for the best. Yeah, I guess it'll do. I still want to see like one frame at least, like in pretty. Let me just work on those render settings real quick. So have enough volume. This should be all good. Fast GI approximation. I definitely need that. I have too much fog, but to not use it. Motion blur, yes. One for now. Okay. Let's do one for now because that divided by 4. Okay, let's render this and hope for the best. We did make some changes before the after the last one. Okay, it looks fine. It's rendering. Okay, loading render kernels may take a few minutes the first time. Yeah, I guess I just have to be patient. Yeah. While we're waiting, let's have a little chat about life. How many people are online right now? 7. 7 people. Is anyone working on a scene 2 right now? Is what I'm curious, because in the live chat I added a green screen before, and you can work on the same green screen the way I do it right now, or you can make whatever you want. Obviously, it shouldn't be the same scene, or it can, but it doesn't have to be. But yeah, uh, I'm excited what you guys are gonna come up with. So yeah, we have 8 people in here. Welcome to my live stream for everybody who who's new. Again, I went live on my Facebook yesterday. Very spontaneous, spontaneous. That I just wanted to see how many people are online, and I might do the same thing on my Facebook tonight. Once I finish this stream, just on my phone, just to see how many people are gonna tune in. Um, I'll see now it's happening. It does take a while though. So even the resolution is pretty low right now. It does take a long time, but I do have a lot of volumes and stuff like that. It's probably overkill. But as long as it looks cool. Yeah, I already can see. I think I want the same lights I have here, maybe on the other side too. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that took 2 minutes for one frame, and that is pretty long. I mean, the entire scene is what, 350 frames, so that would take 600 minutes. As long as I can render it overnight, I don't care. That looks pretty good. See? That's what she said. Allie should be asleep right now, but of course she's still awake because she's a child. Go to bed, woman. Um, but while you're here, I can show you what I'm working on. It's pretty cool. Hold on. So this is the scene. This is like the very end. I'm flying away in the end, so I'm destroying the city, of course, because this is what I do. Let me go to a frame which is a little more badass. Um, I think I have to make those particles smaller because they were pretty big. So let me go to this frame. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's render this because I think this might be the thumbnail. Um, but yeah, but welcome, Ellie. People have been asking about you. Jasmine, of course, has been asking about you. Um, yeah, so we've been working on the scene for a while. Um, how long have I been live for? 2 hours and 41 minutes. Yeah, usually I keep my live streams around 4 hours, 3 hours. Okay, that took only 30 seconds, so that's not too bad. So yeah, I'm destroying this building here, this car here, a Maluf, of course. This is going to be the explosion number 2. We have 3 explosions total. Um, let me go to explosion number 1, which is going to be like right here. Let me render this. So the last one took only 30 frames per second. 30. What is it? 30 seconds per frame. It's not too bad. But again, my resolution and all that is pretty low right now. Okay, something is going seriously wrong on this frame. I don't know what it is. You can see the explosion here. That looks good, but why is that completely black? That's not right. Hmm. Collision plane. Hold on. And this has to be off. Let me render this again. Render image. Yeah, I definitely have to call it soon because Philly is getting tired. Okay, that was the collision plane, which was sticking out of the ground. There's something I definitely need to work on is like this seam and because it's from the 3D scan, and that definitely shouldn't be there. So I might have to cover it with something. Yeah. Overall, the scene is still too bright. Let me turn the HDRI down. Auto kann die Scheinwerfer anhaben. Susie says the car could turn on the headlights, and I agree. I'm definitely gonna do that. I'm just gonna have to HDRI just a little bit, just for like a ground brightness. Okay. Uh, Let me turn on the headlights of the car. Um, for that, first I'm gonna turn off all the explosions because that always takes longer to see things. And I'm gonna go to the car. I'm gonna make a light, an area light. Turn this. 90 degrees. There you go. Oh, local is still on. Global. Turn this way. Scale it down. Make it the size of the light. I already know that this car doesn't have a headlight material, so I'm just gonna make it myself. It should shine a little down. That's what lights do. See, it's like already on. Maybe if I can bring it inside, it's smaller. That's a tricky business here. Because it is glass material. So now, how strong do I have to make it? Definitely I need to make the spread smaller. I don't understand why it illuminates the inside of the car. It shouldn't do that. Oh, because it's obviously it's in a particle collection again. Stupid. Why is this happening here? Close this. Stupid. Okay. Who said this? Susie said lights on. Okay. Let's try to make this good. Okay. We're making the spread. Let's not worry about the spread for now. Let's bring this to the right position. Hmm. Let's just double check if this car doesn't have an actual emission. Car new, rubber, metal, car new, metal, no. Hey everyone, Muhammad is in the live chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're like almost by the end of this live stream, but welcome. Thank you for tuning in. It technically should bounce through the glass, which it does. Let's just make it a little weaker, like this. Um, 100. Now I'm just gonna put the same light on the other side. Okay, now both lights need to be connected or parented rather to what is it, Control P, to the car. So when the car is going flying, the lights go with it. Cool. Susie, that was a great idea to turn those on. Still need to work on this one because it's like not perfectly sitting in there. That's good. Don't understand why does this one have a cone, but this one doesn't. Oh, there it is. Just wasn't touching the ground properly. Okay, now we got it. And while we're at it, I'm gonna add we can just add one um light, area light. And again, it created it in the particle collection, which is stupid. I don't understand why this is happening. I'm just gonna make one area light red as a braking light. See in the back? Um, so that's pretty cool. And that's two. I'm gonna parent to the car object heat transformation. And now when it goes flying, the light is going with it. I'm just gonna make sure that the spread is that far. And maybe also like not as strong. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm very happy with the scene so far. A few things I want to add, like things I always add, not always, but very often, is like subtle bugs and stuff like that. I made whole tutorials about that. But basically, I just like to add floating particles in the scene. It always just gives it like more three-dimensional effect. Um, images as planes. Like I said, I have a whole tutorial about that. You can just type it in like floating particles or 2D particles in Blender. It's always very cool. Bugs. I'm looking for bugs. Subtle bugs. That's where they are. And usually I always stack them. I have like one right in front of the camera, like this. See, now it's all black. I'm gonna delete the principal BSDF. I'm just gonna need two nodes for that: a transparent node and a translucent node. That's two transparent nodes. That was a mistake. Transgender nodes. There we go. Am I stupid or something? Translucent. Okay, I need the transparent node. And that just tells me that I'm getting tired. So I'm mixing those two together. This goes into the output. This goes into the factor. Now I have like floating particles. You can see it like you might be able to see it. Like they basically take the light off the background. So that's a cool thing. So now I'm just gonna copy paste them here and there, like in different positions, especially in front of the explosion. It's gonna look cool. And the more you do of those, though, you have to make sure to turn up your transparency. Like let's do 16. Transmission also 16, just to make sure that you have them, especially like in front of the car. You can even make them a little smaller, so you can see them in the headlights. And of course, the stupid bugs are like in this collection. And I'm gonna also add a constraint. Track tool. Camera. The one in the foreground doesn't really matter, but the ones in the background, it's always better if you track them towards the camera, that they, wherever the camera is going, the always turns with the camera. Always a good trick for like 2D elements which are supposed to look 3D. Yeah. Let's try one more thing. Mesh. I'm gonna make a cube. Of course, the stupid cube is in the particle collection. Do I have a collection selected or so? I just select this collection. There she is. Jasmine says, "Hey, Ali." Okay, now we're gonna make this cube here. And the plan is to make this a make this a, what is it called? A volume box, just to have haze in the entire scene. Let's actually call this volume cube. Hey. Nice. So it's a little high, a bit smaller. All right. And now I'm gonna give it a volume material. Volume scatter or volume principal volume. Let's do that. Plug this into the volume, and the density very low. 0.01. Yeah. See, now I have fog in my scene. Looks way better. Let's turn the entropy to 0.6. Yeah, that's the stuff. I still have to fix this. I need to put something here. I don't know what though. What could I put in the middle of the street for that long? Usually would if it was like inside a building or so, I would just put a carpet or so in there. Uh, that's not helping. I need something. Read. Let's see what we got here. I could also actually, let's do something. Mesh plane. Is plane in the particle collection again? No. Scale is up. Rotate this. Bring it to the ground. I'm gonna make my own asphalt. Because it does have a asphalt material here, HDRI textures. I don't know, concrete floor. Streets, no, asphalt. They're all concrete. Know that there is a street one. I'm using it all the time. Sure. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see if this one works. Change it all to box. No, it shouldn't be box. It's flat. Change this to object. That's not bad. Now I'm gonna just turn the color towards like more darker RGB curves. Something like this color. Yeah, that solves all my problems. Nice. Let's just check what happens if it turns this way, if we see any problems. No, but that's fine. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to make puddles. Plane, scale this up, bring this a little up. It's too much. So I'm going to give it a new material called puddles, because puddles are always cinematic. How do I do that? I need a glass material, and I think I need a transparent material. Mix them together. It's a funny thing. I've made tutorials on that, and I just keep forgetting how to do this. Sometimes I even have to watch my own tutorials, which is funny. So I need a noise texture. Noise texture goes into the factor. Let's just try. That's translucent. I need transparent. Susie says you could add some street things like uh what is it called? Zebra stripes? I forgot. What are like a crosswalk and a and street lights. I could add that for sure. But first, I'm gonna work on those puddles. And then I'm gonna add that. It's a great idea. I need a color ramp. So those are gonna be my puddles, but for that I need to go switch to Eevee real quick. Funny, it doesn't even look that much worse than Eevee. But that's not what we're here for. I have to go to the material settings. Where is it? Data, material. There it is. And put this to alpha hashed and shadow mode to none. Okay. Now I can switch back to cycles. So I can actually see what's happening here. What is a Vaporeon? Vaporeon. What is that? Um, Enlighten me. Now if I plug this into oh, you're funny. That's a very funny joke you made there. Shouldn't you be asleep? What the hell is wrong with you? You need your rest. Okay, those are my puddles now. But that's, I think, the wrong way around. I want them to be like this. Okay, but I also need a second color ramp node. And this one goes into the roughness of the glass. Yeah, something like that. A wet street always looks good. I wonder if the black is just too black. If I just make it black. Not perfectly black, that could help. Well, that was pretty cool, right? What do you think? Looks like a wet street to me. I like this scene. I think it's going very good. Now we have this explosion. Are those explosions on right now? Let's turn them on. Let's save before everything crashes. So we have explosion number one. Explosion number 2. Oh yeah, it's a little too much dust here. I can't see nothing anymore. Yeah, that's the thing. If you have like so much smoke going on, you need more light. Otherwise, you just don't see anything anymore. Yeah, that's the tricky part, like figuring out how much light do I need and stuff like that. But Susie said add some street lamps, street lights, and that also could give me a little bit of light. Okay, let's turn off, because all the main light source is this stuff here, and that's going to be covered in dust. That just disappears at some point. Collapse, collapse. Which one is that? That's the first one. Same one. Shockwave is a little stronger. Volume cube. And I have there's one more explosion. What's the third one? 1, 2, 3. Where is, oh, there it is. 4. Okay, this is the car. Yeah. So what I need to do is I need to give myself more light, maybe. Yeah, that's the street lights. Let's go street light. Mm-hmm. No, blindfold they don't have any. They have a bridge. I don't need a bridge right now, but that's cool. Yeah, I'm definitely getting tired. I think I have like 20 more minutes in me. So that means I'll do 10 minutes more of world building. And then I have to start the render so I have something to look at in the morning. It doesn't look like. Ellie, is a different word for street lights? Is it just lights? You know, those traffic lights. There's traffic. There's cones. This is a light. It's not exactly what I'm looking for, but it'll do. Street lamp. I'm looking for traffic lights. I like this, but are those free? No, those are not free. Stupid. Okay, those gotta do. Okay, where should I put them? I'm gonna put them. Put them right here. That makes sense. It's like some kind of intersection. Let's go to a pillar frame. It's like here in the back. Screws. Let's see what light cover, traffic body, light cover, screen body, red light. It could even make the emission like stronger. You know, it's like glowing hard. I don't want to go too crazy though, because it's gonna be like not realistic. I'm gonna add another one of those, like maybe like right at the edge here, right here. We're gonna see it there is the question. Yeah, it's like right there. Yeah, something like that. This one is gonna be the green light is gonna be on, and the red one is gonna be off. Something like that. What do you guys think? Is that cool or is that stupid? I wonder if I'm getting too dark here. Street line. Okay, let's use Ellie says very cool. If Ellie says that, then I believe it. I'm gonna add one more light like right next to me because I lit myself also that I have a light. It's not really that high, but let me see if I can turn this up a little. Let's see, emission. Wood, metal, it should be light. Why is the emission is here. Okay, it's too much. Something like that. So I'm just not just like a complete black silhouette. I can even add this, put it like closer into the scene. And it does have to be behind me. Yeah, something like that. Okay. I think it's time to start the renders. Okay, I'll go to bed soon. So, first of all, we need to do the math. It's gonna be 3 a.m. I want to continue working on this at around noon. It's 9 hours. Hmm. By the way, everybody who hasn't liked the live stream yet, make sure to like the live stream. Okay, so I'm gonna go to a frame where there's a lot of action going on. Let's say this one. I also said that I wanted to turn down the dust a little because it's too strong. So I'm gonna go to zero point 0.4 density. So I'm gonna render a frame. Probably should have saved before. Let's just hope for the best. So I'm gonna check how long that's gonna take. And based on this, we're gonna either crank the settings up or down. Oh, but hey, thank you guys for hanging out with me here, so I don't have to sit by myself. It was fun times. It's, yeah, I said I would go on Facebook Live after this, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. It's late, but I am curious. I do want to see how many people would um hop into a Facebook Live at this time, because I know I do have a big following in like East Europe and India and stuff like that. Why is this taking so long? It didn't even start. Oh, there you go. Something's happening. Yeah, if it like takes longer than like a few minutes, I forgot how many frames. I have 355 frames. Yeah, Philly is famous, so famous. 355 minutes. Yeah, so if it took 1 frame per minute, then it would render for 6 hours. Um, so it can't take much longer than that. It's like 1 minute 15 is like max it can take. Otherwise, it would take too long to render, and I couldn't be working on it in the morning or slash noon, and that already takes way too long. Did I do something with the settings that it takes longer? Yeah, I did the rain. I made the what's it called? The puddles that might increase the render time. One sample out of 512. Remaining 2 hours. That can't be right. My render settings are pretty low already. I can't go much lower than that. So we will see. We will see. See what's happening on Instagram. Not much. Someone is asking on how much I charge for a fully animated music video. It's always interesting when I get this question, because people are always surprised about the answer. Okay, it took 3 minutes. You see, it's like not a great resolution. It just looks like all washed out and all that. So the full thing would take like way too long to render that way. Okay, that's like 3 minutes. Let's go to the very first frame when not that much is happening yet. Like almost nothing. Let's render a frame here, because if that only takes a few seconds, then I could, what is it called? Then that would compensate for that. If the middle frames take like 3 minutes, but the first frames only take a few seconds, then that would be okay. See, the first frame takes only 30 seconds, still you can see how what the resolution does. It's the noise threshold. It looks like all like washed out. It doesn't look great. And on my old computer, that would have been my final render. But on this computer, obviously, my final render is going to look better. But as the first render, I think that's going to be good enough. Because the only thing I could change is turn. Oh, this wasn't even off. Now it's going to look even different. Anyways, tell us about the answer. What answer are you talking about? Sorry, I missed it. And Susie says I should go to bed. I should. Oh, about how much I will charge for a full animated music video? Well, first I need to know things. I would need to ask, okay, how animated? Because if it's like a, um, I don't know, if it's a dot going from left to right for like 5 minutes straight, I wouldn't charge as much as animating a video like I'm doing right now, a scene like this for 5 minutes. Then it's a different price. So it really depends on what he needs. So the price can vary between $500 and $5 million, somewhere in that ballpark. Anywho, let's render this bad boy. Blender experiments. Then we go to Blender GreenScreen livestream. Render 01. Accept. But that looks cool. I like this. It looks nice. Yeah. Followed by 60 depth. We don't need RGB alpha. Okay, that's good. Now, anything else? No, I don't think so. Save one more time. Leave. Uh, Cycles. Now I just hit on render animation. Now we just gotta hope for the best. That's gonna run all night, probably longer, and yeah, cool. All right. Let's All right, that was a good session. We've been live for like 3.5 hours. We got a lot done. I think the scene is pretty cool. Again, I uploaded a video, I guess yesterday, just the live stream. I finished the live stream as a video, so you can go check out how I made the tentacle video, the tentacle in the toilet. Yeah, if you see that right now, it takes around 20 seconds per frame to render. Um, yeah, so that was my video live stream yesterday. I'm glad that today's live stream was better. The only difference is that I plugged in my computer in with the cable to the internet, so maybe that's the solution for my live streams to be better. Not better, but the connection is better to the internet. The other thing is, yeah, I finished making a YouTube video about the um, transformer. I made a transformer visual effect in case you've seen it on like Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and all that. So I made a tutorial on how to make that, and this is gonna come out on Wednesday, 6 a.m. my time, 9 6 p.m. my time, 6 a.m. my time, 3 p.m. German time, and I think around 7 p.m. Indian time. So you kind of have an idea what time the video is going to come out for you. It's going to be on Wednesday. Um, After that, I wanted to make a green screen tutorial on how to work with green screen material, which is very poor green screen quality, which I happen to have a lot. So that's gonna be next week on my channel. And yeah, make sure to check out my Facebook if you haven't checked it out. Like I've been posting like crazy right now on Facebook. Uh, show some support. Yeah, it's 3 a.m. now. It's time to go to bed. And thank you so much for watching. If you haven't liked the live stream yet, um, do it now. CG Studio is joined the live stream right at the end. Too bad. We had a very good session. We were working with green screen material. I gave you guys my green screen video too in case you wanted to join. Um, but too late for you. And the scene we were working on, you can see it here. This is like the scene. Turn this bigger. So this is like the scene. It's like basically like the street, and I have like superpowers, and I destroyed the city. That's basically the scene. You missed it. It was a lot of fun making it, and I'm rendering a version right now, so I hope I see it tomorrow and I can finish it up tomorrow. Probably not another live stream. I'm gonna just finish it up on my own time, and then you're gonna see the final result whenever it's done. Yeah. All right. If there is no more questions, thank you so much for joining my live stream. You guys have a beautiful rest of the day or night or wherever you are. And make sure to check out my last video. It was a lot of work too. Not the one yesterday, the one before that, about the airplane explosion. It was a lot of work. So you guys have a good night, good day.